it's Jenny here and
Oscar
from The Bear and the Fox, and we're back with another
chapter book of the month.
And for our most recent episode of Chapter Book of the Month, Oscar has chosen
Mr. Penguin and the Lost Treasure.
This is a really cool adventure story. So Oscar, do you want to tell us what is Mr. Penguin and the Lost Treasure about?
It's about Mr. Penguin, who's a penguin, who's a professional adventurer.
Here's his professional adventurer office, and he's sitting there waiting for the phone to ring to get his first case.
Yeah.
And then the phone rings, and who is it?
Mrs. Bones, the museum director.
And she needs Mr. Penguin's help to find, you'll never guess what it is, a lost treasure. Didn't see that coming, did you? So Mr. Penguin goes to the museum with
his assistant, which is a spider called Colin.
And one of our favourite things about Colin is, Oscar, you tell them?
He keeps a huge notepad under his teeny hat.
Yeah, because Colin doesn't speak. He just writes everything down on his notepad. And we're still trying to figure out how he puts this giant notepad under his teeny tiny hat. So Mr. Penguin and Colin go to the museum to meet
Mrs. Bones
and
her little brother. Her little brother.
the illustrations in this are really fun. So Mr. Penguin and Colin go to the museum. They meet Mrs. Bones and her little brother, and they agree to help them find the missing treasure, which will enable them to save the museum, because the museum's kind of falling apart.
It's the toilet falling on the very expensive walls.
Yeah, it's falling through the ceiling because like everything's falling apart. The floors are falling apart. The exhibits are falling apart. So they could really do with finding this missing treasure to get some money in to pay to repair the museum. So they agree to help because professional adventurers, that's what they do. And what do they find? Can you remember, Oscar?
They find a secret passage.
Which leads to
a jungle.
A secret jungle.
Under the museum.
Underneath the museum. Can you believe it? Now, not really sure what else we can tell you without giving away too much, because the best bit about reading this book is that you don't know what's going to happen. So what else could we tell them, Oscar, without giving too much away?
On the way to find the lost treasure, they're stumbling over a little bit of trouble and traps.
Yeah, so it's a proper adventure story. And there's a few twists, but we don't want to spoil it for you.
And it's really funny as well.
Yeah, it's a funny adventure story. It's not a scary adventure story. Oh, and what's your favourite bit, Oscar?
Oh, yeah.
Or one of your favourite bits?
Yeah, it's about Colin again. He can do huge kung fu kicks.
Kapow!
And he's a teeny spider, but his kung fu kicks are so strong that he can knock Mr. Penguin right off his feet.
I think we probably have to stop there if we don't want to spoil it for anyone. We absolutely loved this, didn't we, Oscar?
Yeah.
I loved it. Did you love it?
Yeah.
Do you know who else loved it? Oscar's little brother. He's only 4. He really loved it too. So it's a fun adventure story for all ages.
Yeah.
It's got some great illustrations in it, and yeah, book 2 is out as well. So I think we're gonna have to maybe try and track that down at the library.
Yeah.
So Oscar, anything else?
Yeah. Read this book!
Yes, read this book. It is brilliant. And that's it from us for today. Happy reading, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Wait, there's something we forgot.
What?
Squeezy hug!
Squeezy hug!
Bye!